Okay, this is a unboxing and review of a Master Flame Harris Media Electric Fireplace. This is electric fireplace. It has the artificial flames in the center. It has a heater unit. The heater unit says it would heat up to 400 square feet. You can see the specs. Accommodates up to a 50-inch flat panel TV. It runs a 750 watt mode, 1500 watt mode, built-in control panel and remote control. You can have the flame going with or without heat, and it is adjustable. I'll show you the unpackaging as we go. Okay, we've got the initial box opened up. It looks to be that we have probably 3 or 4 boxes at the very least on top, maybe more down below. And I should mention I picked this up just a few days ago at Menards.com for around 200 bucks, and this is late November, early December of 2014. And I do not have any Menards locally to where I am, so I had to order it online. Shipping was extremely fast. Okay, here we now have the contents of the hardware box unpacked. We have a couple of wood pieces in there. We have door hardware, we have assembly hardware, and we have the instructions. I'll show you each section as I unpack it as needed. As you can see, we have it unpackaged. What we wound up with is 4 boxes. We had 2 boxes, one sliver, one medium size, which were just empty. They were just in there for filler. We have 1 box that is marked Firebox inside. That'll be the heater and the flame assembly. We have one that's marked for mantle. A large one marked for mantle. As well, we have one over there that is also marked for hardware. I'm assuming that's where we will find our instructions. I'll open that one up and see what we have. Okay, after reading the instructions, it was not clear as to which box to open first. I started with the small box marked mantle inside, and that seems to be which box contains the parts to open first. As I can see, the small mantle box is the first one we'll need to open. That will contain most of the pieces for our assembly. The second box we will go into will be the large mantle box, and the very last box will be the fire box itself. That goes in after the mantle is completely assembled. A couple of things to note. The instructions. The assembly uses a lot of cam locks, uses some screws, but uses a lot of wood dowels, and so you will need some good wood glue when you assemble the dowel pieces. Wood glue is not included, so I would recommend getting some before you start your assembly. Also, in the small box, the small mantle box, are the 2 glass doors that are included in this package. For those, I've taken those and set those aside with some foam padding between them just to keep them protected. And I'll move on with assembly. I will get into this box in just a little bit. What I've done is I've laid out all my pieces, and you can see all the pieces are marked with their item number. I've confirmed that I have all the main pieces I need to start the assembly, at least in this first box, and I will start on these. Okay, here we have the completed, fully assembled unit, even now stocked with all the usual goodies. The unit represents itself as holding a 50-inch television, and here we have a 55-inch TV with only slight overhang. Handles the weight fine. Figured the weight was not going to be much different from that of a 50-inch. As you can see down here, it does have the wide opening to hold various audio video components that you may choose to put in there. It does have a circular opening in the rear to pass cables through. On the front doors, I chose to go with the glass covers. The wood panels also match well, and as you can see, I've chosen just to leave my wood panels in the base in case I ever decide to switch them out. There are also holes in the back of the storage compartments on the sides to pass cables through if you're going to put any equipment in there. And this is the fireplace unit itself. It does have a door here which contains controls. The knob on the left is the thermostat control, which will turn the heater on and off automatically at a predetermined temperature in a room. There is no temperature gauge, just more hot, less hot, cold type of deal. You have the power button on the upper left. You have the low heat, top middle, high heat, bottom middle, and then you have your flame higher and lower adjustments on the right, and the no heat on the bottom left. One thing you do want to make sure of on this, as I've read on other models, is you want to turn on the low heat first, then the high heat, and then step it back down. Go from the high to the low to off. So off to low to high, high to low to off. All these controls can be found on the remote, other than the only thing you can't find on the remote is the thermostat control. Assembly was not too difficult. The one thing I will make note of on the assembly is that on the large box, which holds this long piece here, is the first piece the instructions tell you to pull out is the very bottom piece, so you may want to open it from the bottom and work your way down. I'm going to turn on the flames and let you see what that looks like. Alright, here we have the remote control. As you can see, it has pretty much the same exact controls as on the control panel. So we'll start with the power button. And then we'll lower the flames all the way. That is the lowest setting. I'll go through the settings once with the light on, then I'll try and turn the light off, see if it shows up any better. Moving it up a few notches. As you can see, it's on the highest setting now. The logs at the base do get brighter, as well as the flames do get taller. One other thing to mention is, with just the flames on, this is no heat, there is a slight hum from the movement of the motor that's helping to generate the flame effect. And I will also go ahead and turn on the low heat and the high heat so you can see how that sounds. It is very quiet and you do not notice it, especially once you have any noise in the rest of the room. So that puts on the high heat. Easily felt. I'm in about a 15 by about a 15 by 12 room, 16 by 12, and it does warm the room up, and you will feel the fan blowing it on you from 6-8 feet away. The rest, it's just pretty much radiant heat. You can hear the fan run, but it's not loud at all. Now I'll switch it up to the low, from low to high. Now with the change from low to high, you don't hear any sound difference. The fan runs at the same rate of speed. It does kick in the additional heating element and therefore uses twice as much electricity, just about. It puts out a higher heat, hotter heat, higher temperature, and runs same speed. as I said before, it does warm this room quite nicely, and this room also has 3 large doorways and a window opening leading to another room. So yeah, it's doing a pretty good job for not having a sealed up room. If you put this into a room with, let's say, 1 doorway, it should make it quite hot inside that room. Now I'll move it back down to low, back down to off. Now, even though the heater is turned off, it will continue to run the fan for a few moments after the heater element's been turned off. This is a safety feature, and it's totally normal. On the rear of this unit, there is a master power switch, which if you're not going to use it for any length of time, you can reach back there and flip off that switch. And if it's going to be off for an extended period, it's always good just to unplug it. Hope this video was helpful for you, and you know, I would recommend this. It's a sturdy build. Instructions are a little confusing here and there, just simply because you can't tell left from right on certain pieces or front from back in their pictures. But it is sturdy. The flames do not look retarded, and it works well. Thanks for watching the video.